Well, hello again, KCIW listeners, and welcome to Curry Café, and a very happy Mother's Day out there to all you moms. I'm volunteer Rick McNamer with host Ray Gary, KCIW's own famous radio personality, and every Sunday afternoon from 3 to 4, we put together a panel of guests to discuss topics of interest in our community. Listeners can participate in our show by texting in questions or comments to 541-661-4098. Again, that's 541-661-4098. I'd also like to let our listeners know that KCIW is an all-volunteer community radio station, and we depend on our volunteers, sponsors, and underwriters to keep us on the air. So if any listener out there would like to help us out or become part of KCIW, please go to kciw.org, click on Get Involved, because we love to hear from you, people that like to help us out. Okay, so here's Ray to tell us about today's show.
Yeah, Rick has already mentioned that today is Mother's Day, and that's a very exciting holiday for all of us, I know. And an interesting item I saw on the news the other day that Mother's Day actually brings $3,023,000 into the economy just in that one day. Now, when you take that and you combine it with Father's Day, then you have a grand total of $3,023,000.
Not much of a difference here.
No, I have to give Jimmy Kimmel credit for that.
We can always give Jimmy
joke,
credit.
But now that I've mentioned his name, you think we're going to get canceled?
Oh, there's every chance.
Yeah, we're going to get the... Anyway,
we might.
I have two lovely ladies here today who both are experts in their own fields. The first one is expert in being the joys of motherhood, and she will be able to talk about the joys of motherhood. And the other one will be able to talk about the joys of never having had children and just being free and easy and watching whatever you want on television.
Mothers come in great varieties.
Oh, that's perfect, Ray.
All right. So
since I mentioned the first one, that would be you, Shirley.
I think he's looking at me. Yeah, this is Shirley Hyatt, and I am a mother. I'm very happy to say I have just one child. And on my right is my pal, Billie Ruth.
Yeah, well, I have several surrogate children and a surrogate daughter. So over the years, we have celebrated this holiday, whether we had actual children or not. I'm so happy to be here with you today.
Well, and we're super happy that you both are here.
And we can talk about mothers.
Yeah, we can.
we
We can talk about children and
all of it.
What
bet.
The joys of motherhood involve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this our mother country? Can we say that? Is that another great usage of the word mother? Our mother tongue, I think that's maybe.
Oh,
Okay.
mother
I don't
tongue.
think
That's
we
right.
don't do that
Oh.
here. You know, like in Germany has the
they say
fatherland and all that. So we don't have the motherland.
We don't have the motherland, but we do have the mother tongue. We talk about English being the mother tongue.
Yes, and you better talk English in this country.
Speak,
Or what?
not talk. Speak English.
And my
I don't know what language you're talking, lady, but I'm talking English here.
Oh, wow.
So-
Okay, all right. Well, we'll talk. There's all kinds
I
of
know
things.
you think you're a linguist and your job to correct me, but no.
I'm sorry. I won't do that, Ray. I
Okay.
apologize.
and there's Mother Nature, my higher
Mother
power.
Nature, that's right.
Oh, there
My
you go.
higher power, too. I love that.
You bet.
Yeah, Mother Nature, Mother Tongue, Mother
And
Wonderful.
up here in our community, it just seems to be one of the best places to be.
So we
Mother
think
Nature's
of
really powerful.
mother as the bringing forth of life.
Yes,
Right?
yes, yes.
But you can't do it by yourself, folks. But never mind, we're going to
Yeah, there's a,
Well,
back to the one anyway.
I think Gaia came into being by herself, I think, after the Big Bang.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Well, maybe the Big Bang needed some other impetus. It's hard to say.
Well, I understand that even plants have a gender. So we
Yes.
could
Well,
we could say that a certain plant, that's the mother plant, et cetera, et cetera. But in the real world,
Does anybody buy them flowers on Mother's Day?
there you go. Nobody gave me flowers.
No, the plants, the mother plants.
Oh, the mother plants.
What would they get?
What would
Fertilizer.
they get?
They'd get
Fertilized.
They
There you
get
go.
fertilizer.
If they're
a little
lucky,
heart-shaped cakes. Yeah.
if they're lucky, well, they're not going to get fertilizer very soon, evidently.
Why is that?
Oh, well, that's too political to talk about. on
Oh,
Mother's
yeah.
Day.
No, it's not.
We won't talk about the embargo and the strait and all of that.
How the
No,
fertilizer can't
we're,
get through.
We're doing uplifting Mother's Day talk today.
Okay.
We're going to
Any,
try.
any of you out there who are mothers, want to be mothers, or hate your mother or whatever, and want to make a contribution to this show, you can send us a text. We have people standing by to answer these texts. So if you send one, we will read it and read it on the air.
You bet.
Yep. And the
love to
number
get the
is
text.
ready. Got your pens ready, pencils, whatever. 541-661-4098. We designed that number specifically to be memorable. Those are numbers that go together well.
Comes easily off the tongue.
There you go.
Good.
Easy to punch into your
Yep.
average text.
451-661-4098.
So let's go into, and I hope people don't find it boring. I didn't find it boring. I didn't know a lot about Mother's Day, the history, until I, know we have a program. I want to do a little research.
I'm glad you did that.
I'm glad you did
Names
too.
that
Then
I had never heard of, and I almost hate to admit this. So what I come up with is the Julia Ward Howe was her name, and she also was the author of Hello, Battle Hymn of the Republic. Didn't know that either.
She started Mother's Day?
This is
Never heard
the yes,
Wow.
one of them.
Yeah.
So, and this is back in the early 1800s. She was, or mid 1800s. She was also back then now an I'm going to
Abolitionist?
Thank you, Shirley. An abolitionist, but a women's right advocate and peace advocate.
good for her.
Man, could we still use more of that?
I am
these
still a
days?
peace advocate in my
And,
old age. ma'am.
And what started the whole thing, she was horrified by the death and destruction of the Civil War, and she urged creation of an international body, international world. Here we go again. I want more of this. We're not just one country.
Mother Earth.
Thank you, Mother Earth, who could find a way to avoid war and bloodshed.
Good luck with that.
Wonderful idea. Too
Yeah.
bad it never really
Yeah.
panned out.
But we evolve. We evolve. It might take centuries more to get there, but I honestly
and we-
believe that we evolve toward that.
Well, we're working very hard to find bigger and better ways to kill each other. So that's kind of scary.
And reasons
Who's
to.
we? Who is we?
Who is the great
I
we?
started to say or reasons to kill each other, but we don't need a reason.
Yeah.
We
Is
just
it- yeah.
want to.
Well-
They probably have dope in that boat.
Can we
I-
blame that on the male species more than the female species?
You got it. You
Yeah.
got it, girl.
Yeah. So I'm not going to say we. I'm going to say they.
Well, we are the bringers of life. Through
Yes.
through us come these adorable babies, and I had a lovely 2-hour chat with my daughter today, and
Beautiful,
enjoyed every minute of it.
beautiful.
And I think the mother-daughter relationship is often not just fabulous. It can be fraught with all kinds of issues, depending on the mother and the child. On a personal note, I feel like my mother was a complex and wonderful human being, but she also saw an opportunity to realize her dreams through me, which was not a happy circumstance for me. It turned out that it was my job to make her happy through my playing the violin specifically. But I look back on all of that and I think of her life and the things that she didn't achieve, but all the things that she did. She was the driving force in our family. And without her, I think with Daddy at the lead, he didn't have the ambition that she had. And so she moved us forward and upward and got us educated and made sure that we did certain things. So she was extremely strong-willed. And that was either good or bad, but I think in many ways it was the saving of us because these were tough times. I was born in 1935. And so you got the depression there. These women who had to make do
Boy.
with whatever they could lay their hands on to take care of their families during that terrible time. So anyway, that's a little snapshot into my
Your mother. And because she was sort of that stage mother personality that drove you to play the violin, you still play the violin beautifully. There, as much as maybe that was something that you might have resented growing up, aren't you glad that you have that ability now?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think my mother, we've talked about this before, Shirley, between us, but my mother was the opposite in a sense, although she did want me to, excel at ballet, and I played the violin as a young child as well, but she didn't push me to do it. It was like she wanted me to just experience ballet and violin and anything I wanted to experience. She was really a very supportive mom. But with my sister, on the other hand, she was more like your mother, because my sister got that push to practice the piano and drive. So my sister, at the age of 15, decided she would never play the piano again.
Well, I can relate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think when you're a mother and you have these children that you've brought into the world, and if you are a good mother, let me say that's a horrible word to use, but I'll use it anyway. If you're a good mother, you see the individuality and the possibilities in that child. And so you want to help them to realize. But if the child doesn't realize it themselves, then it just feels like a punishment in some way because the mother is driving you toward it. But the happy part would be to have a mother like yours that said, "Hey, do what you want. Use your gifts. I see that you're good at this or you're interested in it. Go for it." But often in families with a lot of children, that's the last thing on their mind. They're just trying to put food on the table. Think back in time when there was no electricity for washing machines and dryers and all of the conveniences that we have now.
But yeah.
Yeah, can you imagine
Washing clothes by hand and wringing them out? Can you imagine? Oh,
and diapers for babies? I mean, give me a break.
Oh.
So we really,
diapers. Oh yeah,
yeah. No, it was tough times, but those women, and I'm referring back to what you were saying, Rick, about the woman who decided why did she want a day set aside to honor mothers? She had to really enforce that and get the people behind her to say, we deserve to have a day in which mothers are recognized. And
Right.
I wonder how difficult it was for her to push that through. Yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
It was.
Tell us all.
I think it was pretty difficult, but again, and this is mostly on the tail end or after the Civil War, and her main focus, though, was trying to get women and especially mothers together who she felt were best suited, and I love this, best suited to bring people together with the goal of peace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, Shirley, you did mention, what about the men? What about the father? Well, let's just face it, there's a difference there between men. And yes, I think women are better at doing that. And then after, now let me think, I got to get all my stuff together here. Another, Anna Jarvis, and she knew the other lady who I just mentioned. I'm sorry, getting my notes all screwed up. But anyway.
I, on the other hand, have my notes in order.
Oh, well, good. That's why you're the boss, Rick.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
the name I got was Anna Marie Jarvis, and she was one of the driving forces to set apart.
Well, yeah. The original was her mom, Anna Jarvis. And Anna was, Anna Jarvis's daughter. Anyway, they all kind of knew that together, but first the focus was world peace. Okay, I'm getting a mean look from Ray. I'm going to let Ray go back to
you
his
looked
story
at a different
first.
website than I did.
No, let's go though. Let's talk about it because it is important.
Anna Marie was the starter of all this, and her daughter picked up her cause. What happened with Anna Marie when Mother's Day became a thing? All of a sudden, people were making money on it, doing greeting cards.
Well, of
things
course,
like that.
yeah.
Her idea of a greeting card was you were too lazy to write something yourself, so you sent a card. And she actually somehow or other copyrighted many of the expressions she used surrounding Mother's Day and sued these people that were making the money. The website I read said that her daughter picked that up in later years.
So what do you have to go through if you want to establish a day that becomes nationwide?
That's what I wanted.
Mother's Day is worldwide, isn't it?
That, to be honest with you, I don't know. But
I don't think
this
it is.
back to the original Mother's Day beginning. Anna Jarvis, Ray, correct. I have it in President Woodrow Wilson proclaimed that right before World War I, 1914.
He
That
proclaimed it. So that's what you have to do is get a president to
That's
proclaim.
when the
I
official
proclaim
Mother's
things
Day.
and it doesn't make any difference. Or I guess
You
you
were
have,
Woodrow Wilson.
oh, you have to be
So
president.
Woodrow
can-
Wilson
you
did
can-
something right.
You can understand that proclamation. We have Mother's Day. That's an important thing. But we have things like National Popcorn Day. And how did that come about?
Well, it's economics at work, honey. It's
So the popcorn people.
Well, and interesting enough, back to the Anna Jarvis, before even Wilson claimed that, she was very irritated at the increasing commercial. This is way back. At
commercialization.
the increasing commercialization, and saw it as becoming a crass holiday. That was now. This is back.
So Hallmark's answer to that was to invent Valentine's
Well,
Day.
let me tell you, we could go. That's a whole other thing. All the Hallmark holidays. I'm not a big fan, but
If there's an idea that you can put forth and make money on, and I'm not going to talk about your T-shirt there, Ray, but seriously, if you've got a message and put it on a T-shirt, you're advertising. First of all, you've bought the T-shirt, so you're putting money in somebody's pocket, But we're very much entrepreneurial in this country. If there's a way to do something to make a buck, then
But that's why
Funny you mentioned my T-shirt. I'm wearing a T-shirt today where the words 8674 are
those
written
are,
out.
those are numbers.
Whatever those rocks
Those
say.
are numbers.
They're
All right.
They're written out in seashells.
Yeah.
Just 2 days prior to finding this T-shirt, I found another one where the same thing was written out, but just in regular block letters. And I happened to mention to my paramour that, boy, they should have made those T-shirts out of shells. And the very next day, I found this one made out of shells.
And do you know?
Somebody jumped on that before I could do it.
Okay, I'm going to tell you the reason that you found that so quickly and easily. It's the reticular activating device. It's a bundle of nerves at the base of your neck that attunes you to certain things. This brings me back to Mother's Day. It attuned
we
you
got
to
back there.
now. It attuned you to be aware. It focused you in on those particular seashells. But it's like the mother. The mother can be asleep, the baby's in the other room asleep, the father's asleep, and the mother wakes up when she hears the slightest little cry from her baby. Why is that? Why does the father not wake up? Because the reticular activating device has attuned her
We
to
want
that.
the audience to know that she's acting this out for us. So
I am. I wish we had a visual. Yeah.
You remind me of a little story, totally unrelated, except this unconscious while you're sleeping thing. In Vietnam, frequently we would my infantry company would provide security for a fire support base, artillery, and you would sleep listening to artillery rounds going up, boom, boom, boom. You didn't even hear them.
Yeah.
Like one incoming round that sounds different. You were up.
You're awake.
You were
Yeah.
awake, yeah. And even the dog woke up.
Yeah.
It was whoops.
But that's nature providing us that ability to survive, and mothers have that attunement for listening to the baby and being able to understand that it needs something.
And what was that again, Billie?
The reticular activating device.
activating device.
It's a bundle of nerves at the base of your neck. Yeah.
I guess
So is that rechargeable, or do you have to buy batteries? Or?
But it should be soon. I'm sure with AI, I'll take care of that.
Let's figure out a way to make $1 on that.
Well, now maybe you've given the husbands out there and new fathers an excuse. Honey, I'm sorry.
Sounds
My
like
I'm sorry, my
activating
reticular
device was
it's
not
not
working
working.
properly.
It's not a term.
First, perfect Father's Day gift, and it really sounds, when you just listen to the words, if you don't, like something different. But never mind.
Oh, Ray. Now, I'm not even going to jump into that thought.
So if anybody out there
Device,
wants
right,
to
it even
text
sounds-
in about their moms or other moms, it's 541-661-4098. We love to get the text. I'd like to read them on the air. Well, and then let me give my little shout out to my mom. I was born in 1952. The nuclear family, where at that time, in my neighborhood, my Sacramento suburban neighborhood, let me say that, my mom was probably the only one that I was aware of who worked. There weren't that many working moms.
Yeah.
But she was. And I tell you, my sister and I did not lack for love or compassion. She was a hard worker. She really, I think she inspired both my sister and I to have a great work ethic. Mm-hmm. My dad too, but like I said, my mom was kind of a rarity there. And we were lucky enough to have her sister, my aunt, living in the same neighborhood, because that was my second mom. She babysat us throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
Families doing it together. If you had whatever you've got to do.
What kind of work did your mom do?
She worked for Ma Bell her whole life.
Oh, wow.
I'm trying to say AT&T.
AT&T.
What? Yeah. Liz.
The Bell Telephone Company.
Bell Telephone. Mm-hmm. Right.
Wow.
I got the story about that though is when we were teenagers and Laugh-In was on with Lily Tomlin.
Oh, I remember that. Oh, it's so good.
Ringy dingy dingy.
My dad would tease my mom to death over that. Honey, here's your phone company, people. She had a good sense of humor, so did my dad. That's a big.
You can still find that show online, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a great
I love
show.
that show. Yeah.
Great show.
Lily Tomlin at the telephone.
You bet,
yeah.
man.
Oh, she was
Well, I was trying to think of any music that we could attach to Mother's Day, and there's only
And is for the many times, yeah.
okay. Now, does anybody know the real words to that? Because all I have is the parody on it.
I do
Oh,
know.
I don't. I don't.
I knew
is
that,
for,
the opening line, I think.
M is for the many things she gave me.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
O is for
Maybe
the other things she gave me.
Maybe somebody out there.
Right.
T is
T is
for
for
the
the
thousands of things she gave me. H
Maybe-
is for the hundreds of things she gave me. E stands for everything she gave me. R is for the rest of the things she gave me. Put it all together, they spell mother.
And there it is. So we do have a pay.
Shirley, that's awesome. I got to remember that.
It has
maybe-
to have been a real song for somebody to do the parody on it.
Maybe somebody out there who takes their mother a little bit more seriously than it seems like Shirley did could text
Does
us
anybody know
text
the
us
real
some of the real words to
Real
that.
lyrics for that song.
My
yes.
mother's greatest aspiration, or one of the things that she really wanted to do and she failed at miserably, is she wanted me to be a good student.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
You broke her heart.
Yes, yes. I was a founding member of the Sweat Hogs, if any of you remember. Welcome back, Carter.
Oh, God.
And that school was only 30 miles from where I grew up. So.
Oh, yeah.
You know, okay, that is interesting. Off the top of my head, I cannot think of, mothers, come on, how more beautiful. There's no songs.
There's
about-
got to be more Mother's,
And
Mother's Day.
I don't
songs.
hate to say
Wait a
this,
minute,
but the one that
Pink Floyd?
came to my head first was Up Against the Wall, Redneck Mothers.
Oh, my God.
And that isn't one.
Didn't Pink Floyd or somebody have a song called Mother?
I don't know. Anybody out there text
Somebody
us in, let
needs
us
to
know.
give us a list of Mother's Day songs.
Yeah.
Yes, this is true. This is true.
I was thinking of Oh My Papa. That was remember that?
Yeah, oh my papa. There must be an oh my mama.
Yeah, I'm trying
To
to
me, you were so wonderful.
Mamma Mia.
Oh,
Mamma
oh,
Mia.
Mamma Mia.
They
That's
let me
right.
musical
Yeah,
about
the
it, I guess.
musical.
Actually,
yeah.
I didn't see
Oh,
that one.
that's a good one too.
Okay.
That's a great movie. Yeah, I like that.
We got to be careful because we were off on the movies before the show started.
Yeah, we were. We could get into that.
Should have had a show that. We'll do it another time.
Well, but speaking of movies, I think there are a lot of depictions of mothers that growing up we get through the movies, and we think, my mom's not like that, or I wish my mother was this way, or we.
Your
we get
mother
a
was
view-
not like Harriet?
Oh,
No,
like
actually
Mommy
not.
Dearest.
Yeah, but we get a
Not
portrayal.
quite. Yeah, right.
And we go, oh, there's another kind of mother out there in the world, because what we know is what we have. We don't know, even though we have a next door neighbor that's a mother, we don't know really the dynamic of their family
Nope, we sure
like
don't.
ours. And so there are all kinds of mothers, that I guess is the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah,
And
this is true.
working mothers and mothers who are at home all the time, mothers who drink and hide and can't raise their families or whatever, and
Mothers
who are
helper,
helicopter mothers who
Yeah, a lot of helicopter mothers out there.
they won't give you
Yeah.
a chance to go out and do your own thing.
Yeah.
Or mothers like I am, which is I don't have any biological children, but I've got a lot of surrogate children that started out when I was a newlywed. Oh my gosh, I was brand new newlywed. So here I am, 21 years old, living in San Francisco, and my husband at the time got a telephone call from this kid from Venezuela, and he couldn't speak any English, so I speak Spanish, and I spoke to him, and turns out to be one of Glenn's cousins from a marriage that happened that he didn't know anything about in Venezuela. So this kid comes up to live with us for 6 years, and I'm 21 years old, and I have a 15-year-old son. It's like, oh my gosh.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, but I got him checked into college or into high school. He went through high school. I got him an affirmative action scholarship to Stanford. He went through Stanford.
Well, you're a good mother.
So I was a good mother.
Yes,
This
you
is
were.
true. This is
I'm
very
going to
true.
put a little gold star on your forehead.
Thank you. I'm glad gold stars from Shirley mean a lot.
Oh,
Did I hear
wow.
a
Do we
phone
know
ring?
that? What's that, Shirley?
Did we hear a phone ring?
Well, we did. Okay.
What do we got?
We did get a text. Thank you, texter. But now, all that I have on the text, it says, think AI Josen, and then with, so I don't know.
Al Josen?
Well, and I'm not getting that texter. If you could text in again, I just don't quite get the message there.
Oh, maybe
Maybe
An AI
I
mother?
should have. We should preface this thing when we're asking for text that you at least be literate.
Well, and this person might be, and this just might be somehow.
It's an autocorrect.
Yes,
Or
I mean
maybe
you don't
they-
even have to be literate. You just type in one letter and it tells you what you're going to say.
Perhaps they
No.
suggested that we look up, that we text, that we Google Mother's Day songs. Al Jolson. Did Al Jolson have
What
a
does that have
mother's?
to do with mother, I guess.
Well, maybe. Mama. He sang that song about his mother, and he was in blackface, on his knees, and he reached out.
Oh,
Do you remember
Swanee, wasn't it? Swanee, how I love you, how I love. No,
But
my dear old Swanee.
yeah, but there was
Wasn't
a
that
song
him?
about mother, I think, that he
I think,
did.
yeah. But yeah, too bad we had to go through the blackface period, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
I
Oh,
never
know.
understood that, but
I know. I don't understand it either.
Before I forget, I want to have a shout out to my oldest granddaughter.
Oh,
Today is her first Mother's Day. Today because
sweet.
my great grandson is now 4 months old. So anyway, I wanted to say that.
wow.
indeed.
Big deal. Of
It
course.
is a big deal.
I have to say, this is going to sound rotten, I'm sure, but I just wonder how wise it is for people to think that they can bring children into this world and have anything that looks like the family dynamic that we grew up with, because things have changed so much.
There was a day when you had to be able to afford to have a child before you had one. That was pretty common practice.
Yeah, that was.
I know a lot of people today will find that very radical, but
Yeah. It was thought in the 50s. I mean, I grew up in the 50s, and the reason that Mom had 3 children was that they could afford 3 children. He had a good job. He was a teacher, and and Mom worked. Mom was a teacher. She was a substitute teacher before they had substitute teachers. They called her in to work at a school that had handicapped and blind and kids in wheelchairs and deaf They were all in one classroom.
Oh, my goodness.
And she was a sub in that classroom for a whole semester.
How
Yeah.
challenging.
Yeah, very challenging. She was an amazing woman.
Sounds like it.
Do that, yeah. So, yeah, but Dad, they could afford to have kids. But nowadays, you're right. There are kids that are being born into this world that the parents can't afford to give them what they need.
And not just here either. Every now and then there'll be some thing happens in Africa or some third world country or something where the mothers have to get, or the woman has to travel 75 miles by camel or whatever to get to the hospital. And the story always includes, well, she brought this baby and she left her 7 other children at home. So I said, wait a minute.
Well, now that gets us into another subject of being willing to be a mother. How many women growing up during wartime, for example, would go, oh no, not another mouth to feed, because it was a hardship. It was not easy. And we were talking earlier about not having electricity, not having anything that made life comfortable for them. It was hard work. And you had a sick child. I mean, goodness, it was really tough times. And I think now that women have shot themselves in the foot in a way, thinking that they can have a job and raise a family. I personally don't think that's a good idea, but a lot of people do. And I guess my own judgment on it is do one or the other. If you're a young woman and you want to have a child, that's great. But stay home with that child until a few years down the road when you're the central character in their world instead of babysitters or somebody else, because you've given up your opportunity to be the mother to that child at that point. I know somebody will call in and
No, I would agree though, but that has to do with how our educational system is at this point in our lives, in this world. Our educational system is copping out by not teaching a lot of the things they need to teach children or parents about how not to have a big family if you can't afford it. There's not too many people out there who want to have that educational system in the public schools.
Yeah.
I mean, we're losing that opportunity to teach young parents how to be good parents.
Yeah.
Well, and we will stay on that topic because there's a lot of that going on there. But I just want to let everybody know we're halfway through the show, and I'd like to remind everyone that you are listening to KCIW 100.7 FM. We are an all-volunteer community radio station, and we are currently in need of volunteers and donations. And we're also looking for people to come in and get your voice on the air. We open our studio every Wednesday from 2 to 3. Come on in, read PSAs. We even have a thing, I can't think of words right now, called the Soapbox. We'll give you 2 minutes to come in and complain, sing, shout, whatever you want to do, within reason, of course. So, yeah, and again, go to kciw.org and click on, what did I say? Get involved. We'd like to have more people here. Yeah. So we talked about the ideal family. Well, let me go back to Shirley, what you're talking about. And I think it would be ideal if it were possible for the man to be out working and bringing home the, quote, bacon, and the mom to be at home as she can. It's just not that possible now.
But we created that. We made that choice.
Was it the genie out of the
choice
bottle?
To have a child, you mean?
Well, the choice to set our society up that way. Now, we've eased ourselves into it, but the idea that women decided, and I was there and among this in the 70s, they decided they wanted to be in the workforce. Mm-hmm. And a lot of women went to work, and that meant somebody else was taking care of their child. Well, now, when that happened, this is very simplistic. It's much more complex than I'm stating right here. But that created the 2-salary family. And that means all the prices went up at that time because it wasn't just a man bringing home the bacon, so to speak. Both people were working. So then guess what happened? Everything went up. Now you've got to pay a babysitter. Now you've got to pay somebody to take care
Daycare.
of your child. And now you've got a whole new industry called the daycare industry that you didn't need before, because even though we've got so-called birth control and people have a choice, supposedly, although some people are trying to take that away from them, to decide whether or not they want to have a child. And there's a whole big political uproar around that to say, you're not allowed not to have a child. If you're pregnant, you're not allowed to not have that child.
So,
Don't want to be one of those old homemade cat ladies. Is that what they were called?
But now I'm gonna just push back just a touch
Oh, go
on
ahead.
that. It's not a pushback entirely, but it is a different perspective. Before the women's movement, and what I understand what you're talking about, Shirley. That I was in that same era. That although I didn't have children, I was definitely working, and I wanted to be a quote unquote liberated woman. But I'm going to push back in the sense that they did that before. During the wars, the women went out and they were they were in the factories.
Rosie the Riveter.
Rosie the
That's right.
Riveter.
I mean,
They
that
were in
was
the
the
factories.
necessary-
They were putting together all those things.
Yeah.
Now, who took care of the kids then if the women were out there in the factories?
Well, that's grandma, maybe.
Was it grandma?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was
don't know.
probably
Well,
grandma
they
and
made
aunt,
it work.
auntie.
However, and again, I put
So I think women have, my point is women have always been in the workforce. It didn't just happen in the women's movement in the 70s.
Well, you're absolutely right.
But your point about the financial pushing of that envelope and the bubble just got bigger and bigger and bigger
Yeah.
because of that sort of movement. That is true. That all of a sudden now we have whole industries that we have to pay for that were never there before, because there was a family unit that took care of the kids.
Well,
We don't have that solid family unit
Two
anymore.
both. When speaking of the mother staying home, that's generalizations.
It is a general.
Many.
Sure,
I know a woman who intentionally had a baby out of wedlock and raised him just fine, and he's doing fine, and she's doing. I mean, so that it can work.
Sure.
But it takes the
Mm-hmm.
exceptional person for it to work, I think.
Well, I'm painting this with a very broad brush, just simply saying that there was a point in time where it feels like it jumped from the one income family unit to the two income, and everything else escalated as a result of that. And there are many other factors at work. But I think that minding your child, who's going to take care of my child? Well, try doing it yourself. Well, maybe you can't. Maybe you need to work. But the point is that the mothering that you would have done with your own child then gets turned over to somebody who's not the mother, but is the caretaker, is the babysitter, the
the grandma
generally speaking.
again, or-
Yeah.
The grandma
or
or the
grandpa.
aunt.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Family units working
But
together.
it wasn't an industry, and it is now.
It is now.
Well,
in
the daycare
Japan,
industry.
I don't know if it's still this way, but it used to be that the grandmother and the grandfather and the mom and the dad, they all lived together in one house. And so in Japan, the mother really didn't work until, say, that started in the 1990s, when the mothers decided, I got to get out of this house. I've got to get out of this house and get a job, because she got sick and tired of being in the house.
Yeah.
So it's different. It has changed in Japan as well. That my late husband Isamu grew up in a family where all the grandmothers lived together, the grandmothers, the grandfathers, and everybody was together. So
Yeah, we definitely have a different family structure.
Well, yeah, and who knows what is the right way, what's the wrong way, I guess. Everybody has their own opinion. Now, when I lived in Yuba City for many years, I was surrounded by a lot of people from the Indian culture. And they almost every house in my neighborhood that
You're
people
talking
were from
native?
India. No, I'm
native-
sorry, from India.
Indians from India.
Mostly Punjab, I think, was where they were from. Anyway, they had always, most all of them had three generations. The grandpa and the grandma
living
were
together.
living with them
Yeah.
and would do the help raising the children. Now, me personally, I like to live by myself, so that would be a little tough for me. But, that's how they did it, and it seemed to work for them.
Yeah.
So, again, it's a,
Different cultures.
it's a choice.
We have a completely different system than when I was growing up. I mean, there's just no point in even trying to measure the two of them because you can't. And I do think, though, that having a strong sense of family is really important.
Yeah.
And I do think that we model people. And if kids are not getting a good modeling at home, then what is their model? Whatever they see on their iPhone, I mean, whatever they're looking at.
Here we go.
And-
Yeah, they
social
have
media,
a robot instead of a mother. Yeah.
It's a whole different shift in the way that the culture is operating now. But getting back to mother, I think that now that you brought my attention to working, my mother did work too. Obviously, she did. But with a bunch of kids, then you put the oldest one in charge,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mind,
That's right.
mind your brother.
Yeah.
See ya.
Okay, interesting. And that's,
This is true. Yeah.
Now, I came from, it was just my sister and I, and she was younger than me. But I wonder, Shirley, if in that situation, if that was not so much of a negative for the older sibling to kind of take over, nurture hers or his younger siblings.
But if it
I
was
don't know.
If it was the natural way of living, you wouldn't know any different. My grandmother grew up in a family with 7 girls, and the oldest girl was basically my grandmother's mother figure because she was 13 years older than my grandmother. And so in that family structure, Gran didn't know any different. It was like, my Aunt Claudine was more like my grandmother's mother. And it's just, I think it's what you get used to as you're growing up. I don't think there would be any feeling of losing out or missing out if that's the way you grew up, because then that becomes your norm. Whether it's functional or dysfunctional, it becomes your norm.
Well, and also it's if we assign certain functions to the mother. If we say, well, this is what the mother does, this is what the father does.
Right.
And then obviously some fathers have had said, hey, you go ahead, have your career. I'll stay home with the kids until they're
Well,
little
it's
bit older.
rare, I think,
Yeah.
but you're right.
But it
That's done
happens,
these
sure.
days too. Yeah.
So
Mr.
really,
Mom.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think that as women, we mother everybody around us, basically, because it's a natural response. And I'm going to get a lot of flack for saying that, I'm sure. But I do think that women tend to have, generally speaking, more of the nurturing
Yeah.
nature.
I
so
agree.
to speak.
I think
agree.
most people
Yeah.
agree with
I
that.
think I agree.
Yeah, not that you can't be fulfilling a role as a male, but there is certainly something that's intrinsic in the difference of the sexes, maybe. Am I going down the wrong road saying
No,
that?
there
I
is
think
a
you're-
difference.
I think you're right.
that should be acknowledged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll get another thing on the plus side, Shirley, I think, with back when women were leaving the house and going into the workforce, whether it was, right or wrong at the time. Well, I think it was mostly right, depending on each situation is different. We know that.
Yeah.
But look around now with the everybody always says doctors and lawyers, so I'll go there right now. But lawyers, doctors, teachers, of course. That my point is, when the women started coming in, they really excelled at a lot of jobs that weren't really for women in the past. where
Yeah,
they are now.
breaking
I
into a-
personally have 2 women doctors, and I'm very pleased that way.
Yeah, but for a long time, women were really held back if they
Yes,
went
they
into the
were.
workplace to say, well, you don't earn as much as your male counterpart because he's the head of the family. I mean, it just...
Oh, it's
it
still
was-
that way.
yeah,
It's
it-
still that way.
the
Women
women-
still
I
do
don't
not
think
earn
the-
as much.
I think it's better, but it's not quite as equal yet.
I'd like to
And
see
right
the
now-
statistics on that.
Yeah, that one I didn't
Yeah.
look up. But I'm pretty sure it's not equal yet. What do they call the proverbial glass?
Glass ceiling,
It's
or
still
yeah,
there.
it absolutely is.
But I don't think that women should. Oh, this is going to come out wrong. Maybe I should go. home.
Say it, Shirley.
No, don't do that.
Those are the kind of things we strive for on this show. One to say she didn't say that.
Oh, dear me.
So
No,
go
we
ahead,
were
go ahead,
expecting
Shirley.
you were expecting you to say something shocking. Now,
Oh, gosh, now I don't know if I can. No,
Yeah, no, do it, say it, whatever it
to.
is.
no, but I don't think that women should try to become androgynous. I mean, I think that we really do need to accept the fact that there are two basic sexes. This is why I was going to say I'm going to get in trouble. But there are basic roles that we naturally play in the world, and as a mother, we naturally bear the child through our own womb, and we are the ones who carry the baby, blah, blah, blah. So that's a natural role for a mother. But other than that, there's some overlapping roles that we can play, and vice versa. But in that, we are unique. And so we have that nurturing, mothering part to us. And maybe some women say, I just don't feel like I have that natural nurturing sense. But mostly,
there are
I
women
think
that
there are women that feel that way, and this is what brings the fluidity into that quote unquote natural role. There are some men who are very fluid about becoming the mother figure in a family. And they might be fluid in other ways too. There's biological mother, male and female, but then there's also the choice that people can make to take on a different side of the role.
So let's-
they should be allowed to take on that role if they choose.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we're waving waving a rainbow flag.
Waving our rainbow flag. Which,
Ray has a
we here
rainbow flag he's waving.
We do support that mostly here
Yeah.
at KCIW.
I wasn't actually going down that road, but that's okay.
No, I know.
No, but
I know.
it's a big issue. Nowadays, there are more gay parents than there ever have been, whether it's a male situation
Sure.
or a female. And me personally, I think that's wonderful. As long as you can give a child, and some of the gay parents, I hope I have this right.
I hope you do too.
Most of the gay parents, let me say that, are taking care of a lot of unwanted children.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Yeah, of course.
And so-
if they
and-
can't have them themselves, they're
So-
taking on unwanted children. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and some of them do have it done
I
other
think
ways.
that
I know that
the
too.
stigma in all of that is that a lot of people who are against this particular subject, now that we're on it,
Yeah.
all they see in it is sexuality. They think of what goes on in the bedroom with these people. It stops them in their tracks to be able to see human beings.
Beyond that.
And that's
Yeah, and
unfortunate because
it really is.
Because who among us has the vision of what goes on in the bedroom? If you meet a couple that's a man and a woman, you don't automatically visualize what goes on in the bedroom with that.
Well, some people
So
do,
why-
but yeah.
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
Yeah,
that can
They
happen.
don't?
You don't.
Oh
It can happen.
no, but
Well,
but
I'll
getting
just
to
be
that,
quiet the rest of this show.
yeah, getting to that point though, I think that's absolutely true. I have seen what I take to be absolutely happy marriages between same-sex people who are
Yeah.
raising healthy,
Yes.
thoughtful children,
Yes.
and so that shouldn't get in the way. It does often with people, and then of course religion raises its ugly head and says,
Yeah.
"But man and woman."
Well, religion
you know,
always raises its ugly head. Yeah.
and so that's a whole other parenting thing. Making sure you take your children to church so that they learn to learn the right way, and
Or
blah,
else
blah, blah.
they'll burn in hell. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
But,
Well,
but I
no,
think
go ahead.
that basically, if we look at our own mothers and we say, these were people. This is not just my mom. This is this human being who took on this role, who married and had all these children and did all of these things, who was a complex personality. And the thing that I remember most about her is her mothering of me. But look at who else she was. I mean, in terms of
Yes.
her capacities, her abilities to get out in the world and do things and make a difference. And and mothers who give up of their own desires in order to allow their children to fulfill theirs. So there's the mother self-sacrificing element, I think, that comes into it. Look what I gave up so that you can have this.
But yeah, that's true. But I'm guessing I don't think my mom would have been this way. She wouldn't use that as, hey, look what I did for you.
Yeah.
It was just she did it because she loved us and wanted it that way.
Yeah.
And my father too.
Yeah.
To throw my dad in the mix here on Mother's Day. But it
Yeah.
was part
Well,
of it.
that's
Just a loving
appropriate.
family.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Again.
Yeah. But I agree with Shirley about the fact that we have grown up with these wonderful mothers who, even though there have been things that maybe we wished had been different, we wouldn't be who we are today without that particular woman in our lives. And
You bet.
my mom
Big.
was, I always called her Saint Donna.
Oh, dear.
No, really.
It's hard
but
to live up to.
no, but she was really, Mom was perfect. I think she was really naive in a lot of ways too. I won't go into that, but Mom really allowed all of us to become the individuals
I think that's fabulous. Yeah.
we are today. Yeah, and sometimes to a fault, because there was a time I remember my mom said something to me that stopped me in my tracks from ever telling her anything that was really significant or could have been construed as the least bit scandalous, because my sister, you remember I said that my sister stopped playing the piano when she was 15 because she was pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. So she ran off and got married when she was 15. And I found Mom crying one time. Oh, Billie, you'll never do that to me, will you? So it's like, so consequently, because of that, I never told her a lot of things.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to break her heart. I mean, and I knew that some of the things I had done might have broken her heart.
Yeah, there you go.
So I didn't tell her. Yeah.
Don't you dare.
Don't
I'm
you
going to
dare.
go tell Mama.
Yeah.
Those are the juicy stories she wanted to hear, though.
Oh, yeah. Well,
you were
that's
probably a
right.
very boring child.
Oh, we only have 5 minutes. I can't get into that.
Well, I feel like I've monopolized the conversation.
Oh, no, not at
All
all.
been. And Billy's right. We are down to about what?
But really, if you are a mother, have a wonderful day and know that we all respect the fact that you are
You bet.
doing your best to be.
And that's a
The
good
good
point,
mothers.
too. What about all my wife and I, thank heavens, the last few years, what about all the hullabaloo these days of, oh, God, we got to take Mom out, we got to go, and you go to the restaurant, wait 2 hours before we eat.
Oh,
Is that a little, to me, well, we were both realizing it was getting overdone for us.
Yeah.
And then so what we would kind of do is we would do it on a different weekend where the crowds weren't there, so it was that type of thing. But
The
and earlier we
obligatory-
talked about the crassness of it. It's go get flowers and candy, whatever. It's overdone.
Yeah,
and maybe that's just
commercialization
because
of it.
I'm older and getting somewhat curmudgeonly and not wanting to go through all that stuff anymore. Now my mom's gone, but
Well, my daughter called me today and she said, well, I'm looking at the card I didn't send you.
oh God, that's perfect. That could
I
be a new
enjoyed eating the
movement.
candy. I didn't say.
That's great. Yeah, we don't have to go to a restaurant and wait for 35 minutes while we get into a crowded restaurant and not have the food come right away. And when it does come, it's cold and then we get outside and
You're making me hungry.
and we're all fighting together because we didn't get. I mean, no, that can be. We can do Mother's Day dinners on a different day.
Well,
Different day, or maybe it's, and I know a lot of people do this, come over to someone's house, and I get all of that. But yeah, I call it the Hallmarkization of all. And like Ray said earlier, there's pretty soon it's going to be your goldfish's birthday and the Hallmark card for that.
well, didn't your
It's
goldfish
overdone.
have a birthday?
Well, we had some goldfish. Yeah. And I'm not trying to make light of honoring our mothers. Please,
No,
I hope everybody
I-
understands that because it's an
No, but
important-
mothers who truly are the ones that we honor and respect, they go through so much that the children are never aware of, really, to make sure that they raise their children well and they love them and see them through their sicknesses and through their problems, and they do deserve to be honored. And a lot of mothers do have to go to work when they don't want to because of the monetary needs. And we're living in very complex times right now. In some ways, it's much, much easier because we have so many things that are making basic life easier, We don't have to even wash the dishes. We can stick them in a dishwasher. So, it's easier, but still the act of being the mother, I think, let me just boil it down and say it has to do with love and understanding and seeing each child as an individual. And a good mother doesn't say we're all the family together and we're all together. We're individuals that make up the family.
That are
so
different.
That they see you for you. Now, why can't you be like your brother? So that you,
Right. We all know the story, or for at least friends of mine, I knew some friends that had a little tough growing up that way. Again, I have to say, thank heavens for my folks, and my sister and I agree. We call it almost grown up in Mayberry for us.
Yeah.
Now, and I hate to use a television sitcom, isn't it? Because that can get into weird stuff too. Like, everybody thought June Cleaver should be their mom or whatever.
My mother was a good cook.
No, my mother was too. I agree. And we learn things from our mothers that we pass down to next generation, like how to make
how to wash dishes.
How to wash dishes, or how to make how to make yeast rolls that are just perfect. I learned that from my mother. I don't make them today, but I did learn it from Mom.
Yeah.
And then there's that story that's about the Thanksgiving dinner turkey that goes, or ham. The ham goes in the oven, and the mother or the daughter cuts off both sides of the ham, puts it in the oven, and the daughter says, "Well, why'd you do that?" "Well, my mother did it that way."
Yeah.
"Why'd you do it that way?" "My mother did it that way." "Why'd you do it?" "My mother did it that way." And come to find out, it's because they had a little tiny oven. She couldn't get the whole ham in there.
Well, and I'll go conversely a little bit here. Since my mom was a working mom, and she was a good cook, but let me tell you, from the nuclear family that I came from, we had a lot of TV dinners. We had a lot of, in Sacramento, there was a chicken, let me think, Don't Cook Tonight, called
Chicken Delight.
Do you remember? Okay, maybe it was all over. We did a lot of that. And you know what? I was fine with that. I can still eat a TV dinner and think that's okay.
Yeah.
It's not really.
Well, maybe not nutritionally, but I could still like them.
I have to provide dinner every other night, so I can kind of relate to that, yeah.
Okay.
There's always apologies, though, that go with a frozen dinner.
Yeah. No, there should be.
I have to do one thing. We only have 2 minutes
Yes,
left.
go ahead.
This was a condition to Billie coming on the show today that I plug her artwork that says,
Please.
what's the name of the...
Dude.
I didn't say you had to. It was at Brian Scott Gallery. So you went up and saw it today, huh?
Yes.
Or yesterday.
I've been in there many times, but I only just learned the other day they have a third floor.
That's
and
where
there's
my
an
artwork
entire
is.
wall dedicated to some absolutely beautiful
They only have
artwork.
two floors. They don't have a third floor.
What?
They don't have a third floor. So if there
Second floor.
I was going to say if there is one, I want to see it.
But that's where my
Second
artwork
floor.
is on the.
I've been saying third floor.
Well, they used to have that restaurant on the very bottom floor. So there is.
Okay, that is the third floor
So
then.
there
yeah.
are 3 floors
Well,
there.
shut my mouth. Yeah, you're right.
So thank you for going to see my artwork.
Oh,
Yeah.
And we are running out. We're down to about a minute, but I do want to say we have 2 very talented ladies here as our guests, and both musicians. Billie, also an artist, and Shirley,
I'm
artist and
a
very
writer.
good
And a writer. We're both of us are artists and writers and musicians.
Oh my God!
where are your books available, Shirley?
My books are available through me or at Manly Art Center, or you can go to the library and rent one
Oh,
for no charge.
wow.
Yeah.
You're not doing yourself any
Yeah.
favors there.
My books
there's
are
a
at
shelf
the-
that says local authors
Yeah.
at the library.
My books are at the bookstore here that just changed hands. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you, ladies, both, for celebrating Mother's Day. Thank you all. Happy Mother's Day to all your
Happy
mothers out
Mother's
there.
Day.
Very much.
Okay, and we've been listening to KCIW LP 100.7 FM in beautiful Brookings, Oregon. Thank you all.
Downtown.
Go to kciw.org.